Minister Bosman. Concerning the appointment of Regina Labega to the Economic Affairs Department, any additional information? You said that you was going to give additional information today.
Welcome everyone, and my apologies for having to leave soon, but you do not keep the governor waiting, so that is also allow me, since I didn't make an opening statement, to also extend my condolences to the Bancampa family. My dear friends Tonche, Maria, and the remaining family with the passing of Tonche's mother, Mrs. Jane Bancampa. To answer your question, I informed on that situation, and indeed Ms. Labega is employed at the, re-employed in the government at the Ministry of TIAT, directly with the Secretary General. The situation was that she was on a leave of absence, and as such could have returned to government. Besides that, the details, she is employed as a policy advisor. I'd like to say a note on that. Civil servants, while often under, and rightfully so, under higher scrutiny by the public because of the nature of their work, are also human beings, and also have their rights. I believe that in the case of Ms. Labega, we are talking about investigation that started some 6 years ago. Okay, and for those 6 years, persons' lives have been turned inside out, and I still want to believe in the how should I say it, the premise and the fact that one is innocent until proven guilty. And oftentimes situations like these, and please don't misconstrue me, I'm not getting into the nature or anything of the investigation. That's not my responsibility, but I'm giving an opinion that sometimes during a process of an investigation, persons investigated, lives are being turned upside down, and sometimes during that process they pay more than maybe the verdict that they would have gotten. I refer to a particular case, a similar case in the same investigation, where a civil servant received, I think, a verdict of 1 day. But the suffering during that particular period, in my opinion, has been much worse than that 1 day if they had to serve that 1 day. And I'm sure maybe the judge took that whole process into consideration. So the other issue with these type of cases is that people's names are often used, and I'm sure I might get a similar question about the prison. So let me anticipate that and throw that out. The regulation says that a person who is subject to, a civil servant who is subject to an investigation can be suspended. It doesn't say is suspended. Yes, there's a part in the law that says a person is suspended, but that is when that person is taken into custody during the investigation. As far as I know, the director of the prison is not taken into custody, and to be able to determine whether or not that person should be suspended, all of the facts has to be weighed against each other. And it is not, if we would check in as being reported, the consternation is that that person is subject to an investigation, and they're still working. besides the privacy, the right to privacy that that person has, just like any one of us, all right, the regulation is clear with that. So I am busy looking at all of the facts involved and weighing those facts in order to make a decision on the situation. And so I would like to, for the media and the public, to rest assured that this is not a matter of anyone covering for anyone. We tend to too quickly jump to those conclusions, but these type of decisions pertain to people's lives. And I think they should be taken with the necessary care and caution. Also, the best interest of the service involved and the community's interest. I don't think it is just a matter of a person is being investigated, so they should go. As a matter of fact, the law even make a distinction between pertaining to what they are being investigated for. Whether it is, yeah, I don't know exactly the English word, but whether it's a misdrive or overtrading, it makes a difference there. So maybe my colleague, Minister Gibson,
Crime or misdemeanor.
Crime or misdemeanor. Okay, so I want the public to rest assured that it has my full attention, and as I said, that the situation at the prison has my full attention, but it's going to be done responsibly and not in any kind of witch hunt or anything like that. So I hope I answered the question.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going. I going. I going. I going.
I going.
I going. I going.
With the right.
Ik ga.
Are you going? Friday, April 28th, Carnival Village.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guilders real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
The road network is, deteriorating rapidly. What is your ministry doing about it? And of course, in that whole road system, there's also the issue of Link 6, which has been spoken about many times to ease the traffic, especially in the basin. Has there been any update on that?
Thank you for your question. I'm going to take it from the back to go forward. Concerning Link 6, we had a discussion with the family in the Council of Ministers. I know the Prime Minister, I will turn it over to him to elaborate a bit more on it, simply because he has been involved in that process from the inception of Link 6 and the Dutch Quarter area. But yes, we are looking into the situation, because priority for the ministry, like we make mention, housing, sewage, road, garbage is a priority. I can remember growing up in South Reward, all roads was dirt. All the corners was dirt. We played baseball, rounders, bicycle, everything on those roads. And again, those roads all were paved, cement, everything, when I believe William Allen, the Prime Minister, now was Commissioner of Public Works at the time. He can correct me if I'm wrong. So we are looking into the road network and the structure of it. We haven't had a new road put in since, I think it's Link 2. I stand to be corrected. That's the one going over the hill behind the hospital.
Link 1.
Link 1, since then. And yes, a new link, a new road is on the books to be looked into. But remember our budget constraints that we have. So it's a matter of priority. Again, for me, Raymond Hill Road is a serious situation, serious situation. I make mention the last time that we have that big structure, that hotel or the guest house going into Pelican right there. After it, we have another guest house. Then we have Baker Suites, and then we have the atrium, and then we have the Pelican, and then we have Flamingo. So you can safely say that majority of the visitors that come to St. Martin goes directly into that area, because it's the main street and the main location with the most hotels, the most guest houses, and the most timeshare villas on St. Martin. But yet look at the road, Atrium Road, Billy Folly Road, priority number one also. And then I also make mention with where Philip Van Delden live in Simpson Bay. The Chair Lady of Parliament made an issue about the road, and also, by the pharmacy water. So that's also a priority that we are looking into. We are seriously looking into the road network, road structure on St. Martin, and coming up with different ideas and alternatives. So I'll pass it over now to the Prime Minister to elaborate a bit more on Link 6.
You're leaving town, a massive traffic jam. You're coming into town, you're leaving South Reward, but it is all because the cars have gone from 200 to 2,000 to probably 20,000, and the same amount of roads. The only new road that has been added to our inventory of roads over the past years is Link 1, Phase 1, and Phase 2. We never completed Phase 3. We still have Link 2, we still have Link 3, we still have Link 7 now is off the books because of the project, what they call it, the Rainforest Project, so no road can run through that anymore. So we need to find alternatives. But if we cannot borrow money, and we can only borrow 20 million for 2017, and the Minister of Finance is already saying, listen, to get our tax department up and running so we can generate more income, guys, I need the majority of that money. So what will be left to invest in education, to invest in the road infrastructure, to invest in housing, to clean up our environment, etc. So we are putting our heads together to look at creative ways to find the funding, because we cannot patch, postpone. We need a massive injection in our road network plan to bring it all up to an acceptable and modern way, so that moving from point A to point B becomes so much easier, and visitors to the island don't need to frustrate themselves because you spend 2.5 hours to fly from Miami, and when you get here, you spend probably more time to get from the airport, for instance, to the West End Hotel. As for Link 6, we had a meeting this week with one of the directors of the company, the family, the plant's family, and their concern was there have been discussions with successive governments, and yes, basically with 6 governments in the last 6 years. And their concern is, are we going to see something happening? And on the part of the Council of Ministers, in the meeting with them, we said we still stand firm, we are still committed to it, and it is one of the roads that we want to definitely put on our, well, they're all on our priority list, but this one will be high up on the priority list. The previous government, we had already approved the study, not the study, but the design for the alignment for Link 6. It covers actually, if you want to call it Link 6, on the plant side, on the eastern side of the hill, and the other phase, which is on the Weymouth side, coming down towards the school there, St. Dominic School. So yes, to wrap it up, we are strongly committed to that development, because that brings with it also new opportunities for development in St. Martin. The Center for Performing Arts that the Minister of Education wants to realize is in that location as well. And the construction of Link 6 would help speed this up, as well as other investment opportunities that would benefit from it.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as MyCard. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to MyCard. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to MyCard today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going. I going. I going. I going.
I going.
I going. I going.
With the right.
Ik ga.
Are you going? Friday, April 28th, Carnival Village.
Based on the situation that the Leonard Connor School has been experiencing, many have been following in the media, Facebook and so forth, that situation which led to the school being dispersed at the end of the year, November to be specific, has not been resolved as yet. As such, a meeting will be held this afternoon with the school's management and staff to update them on the way forward. Once that meeting is completed, a press release will then be disseminated to the press, informing as well to the general public as to where we are exactly in the process and how we foresee us moving forward. The ministry remains very, very concerned about education in general, but also public health in that general area, and as such, we are collaborating, and in our discussions in the Council of Ministers, I've received confirmation from my colleague ministers that this is also a priority for them, and that all levels of the ministry we will be dealing with this issue. Also, an announcement that is quite interesting, upcoming, a positive one for the Division Education in Innovations, as the project management team are hosting in collaboration with the Youth Department and I Am King, the I Am King program. It's a male empowerment program which will be hosting a panel discussion which will be held on January 28, 2017 at the Phillipsburg Cultural Center from 7 to 9 p.m. It's entitled Man to Man, Straight Talk, a No Holds Barred Conversation. We believe that as a ministry, in our efforts to empower men and to raise up our men in the society, that this type of discussion is necessary and needed. And as such, two panels will be leading the discussion. The two themes are Manhood 101, which will be looking at what it means to be a man, and the second one, the role of a man, which will be focused on fatherhood and relationships. I believe this is a wonderful opportunity for men of all cross-sections of our community to come together, have fruitful discussions with our youngsters and a panel of older men as well. The event is totally free, hosted by the ministry, and the general public, especially men, are invited and encouraged to come out and participate in this very vital discussion. So that's Saturday, January 28th at the Phillipsburg Cultural Center from 7 to 9 p.m. Another project that has been initiated in 2016 is the iStep project, which I should remind you is a project aimed at improving and bringing more ICT into the classrooms. They will be launching their Facebook page today as soon as this broadcast is over. It's called iStep St. Martin, SXM. This will be one of the portals through which the general public will be able to remain informed and aware of the progress of this project. Also, a reminder from the iStep team is that the logo competition is still ongoing. It is open now for all because we saw that there was more interest from the older children. And so all primary and secondary students who have shown an interest have until the end of this month, January 31st, to submit their competition logo. The winner will receive an iPad, and the school will receive an IT prize as well. So that's very going towards the innovations and education here on St. Martin. Also would like to extend my condolences to the family of the late Miss Jane Boncampo Harms, officially Jacinta, but we all know her in St. Martin as Miss Jane Boncampo Harms. She started out as a teacher at what is now called the Sundial School, was also a principal at that school, as well as headed the inspection of the Windward Islands before in the early years. After retirement, she also served as the principal of the St. Dominic High School and remains an icon in education for St. Martin. So we in the Ministry of Education also extend our condolences to the family, bereaved friends, as well as former colleagues who are left to mourn. Much strength is wished for you during this time.
On behalf of the Ministry of VONI, and I believe Extension, the government also, but I know the Prime Minister would elaborate a bit more. Condolences to the family and friends for Tonsha Bonkampa. His mom passed away. So again, our heartfelt condolences to the entire family and the whole department, from the ministry, from the staff, and everyone. We are saying God's strength and hope all goes well during this time. Again, condolences to Tonsha Bonkampa, Maria Bonkampa, and his whole entire family on the passing of his mom. Well, just a few updates again concerning the St. Peter's Road. It's being worked on. I know the traffic is blocked off. People are complaining why it is taking so long, or why must it be blocked off so long. I had a discussion with Kurt Rohan and also the contractor, Mr. Ricky Van Putten, and they wanted to do it in phases. And my thing was, do it one time, get it done, get it complete, and it's over with. So instead of blocking off the road for 2 days, 3 days, and then opening the road and then blocking it off at night again for another day, I said no, take the whole week. You know, I would ask the people of St. Peter's and the whole surrounding area to bear with us, or bear with you during this time, and take the whole week and get it done properly, so we know we don't have to go back there again and have to block off the road, open the road, and dig up the road. So that's the issue with it, and it's being worked on. If you pass there, you'll see them working diligently round the clock on the road in St. Peter's. So that's the update with it. The material reached, the pipes reach, and they're putting it in right now. It was a difficult job for them to do because they had to do some rerouting, and everything is up to par right now as we speak.